I agree.
I absolutely adored that. Although he will now have to play against this Riven. It was banned away in that first game, but selected here. This is a flex pick in both Baron lane and the jungle. Very powerful in both of those roles, and does have a lot to offer at really every stage of the game.
As Senna, they also let through a champion that was left off the table, Galio alongside, but Nunu is back in the building, Smacks.
Yes, he is. This is the first Nunu pick of the tournament. This is a super, super exciting champion because it's not every day that in the jungle position you get to see a tank, let alone a magic damage dealing tank. But Nunu really packs all of that into his biggest snowball ever and rolls it down and is a really, really potent jungler at ganking, at farming, at being a late game tank as well. He does a whole lot of different things, all very unique to his champion.
Feels like maybe leaning a bit more early game here on the ThunderTalk side. Definitely not lining up to be Enchanter plus Vayne this time around. Although I guess could be alongside the Lucian, depending on where they want to put their champion. Jax are the selection there for Azar, I have to assume.
And the Jax coming through could definitely be in the jungle as well, but really just a nice champion overall against auto attackers, the Riven and the Lucian already here. If it is that jungle, okay, well, it's not the jungle. The Vi is locked in here for Trevor. Not quite as flashy as Lee Sin, but does still get the job done.
You know what? Hit all those skill shots, did so well on the last game. Once a break, you know? Just one, just click on it, you know? Let it come a little bit easier this time, you know? Maybe you need to give the fingers a rest.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Lee Sin for 17 minutes of gameplay.
Perhaps inspired by Arcane as well. The most recent episodes just came out. So I know what I'm doing after this show. But Nami does come through, as you're predicting before. The Enchanter still happens with the Lucian. A really powerful combination. If you watched League of Legends Worlds just recently, you know that. Very similar in this game.
And last but not least, Diana is going to be the lock-in here. I'm guessing that's his champion. Although I guess he could take Riven if he wanted. He is good on the champion, but he's not the Baron laner right now for ThunderTalk. But we'll see what happens. Last pick, of course, of Secret. They're giving themselves counter pick in their final solo lane. I have to imagine, based on what we've seen. Actually, you know what? I don't want to make a simple. There's Yasuo.
Yeah, so that does mean that it's farming Galio in that duo lane with the Senna. We mentioned before how Galio is a very powerful flex pick, and this is Team Secret showing us both sides of that one. Really exciting stuff, as Senna was banned in the previous game, so they get to show us that strategy.
Such good setup for this Yasuo as well. There's Vi, there's Galio. Senna is great at enabling these champions that want to dive in and helping them out, whether she's on the other side of the map or right next to you. So I like what Secret are bringing to bear. This is a very Secret comp, I feel like. You know, run at him 5v5.
Ton of scaling too. You got this Senna, just infinite scaling in that pick alone, and the Jax as well. You look across the board at ThunderTalk's composition, and you're not really seeing a lot of that late game that can really rival something like a Jax once you hit that 3-item point. I mean, we saw earlier a Jax from the jungle position completely taking over a late game situation. This could certainly be one of those spots as well, but it's Team Secret. You're really going to expect that all of these players, all of these champions can fill that mantle and really just take over if the game does go late.
Yeah, it feels like ThunderTalk is saying, you know what, we drafted the scaling in the last game. Not as interested this go around. Definitely want to try and get the early game rolling a little bit sooner. And it does look like, and I guess we'll wait until we're in game to confirm, but the suspicion that Z is playing Riven may come to fruition. If he's playing the champion, which I think he is, I don't know which lane he wants to go to, but I guess we'll find out when we get further.
I would imagine that this does mean we're going to go back to the Z Baron lane and Faebi straight to mid. I don't really see how Diana functions super well in the Baron lane, and I do see how Z functions super well in the Baron lane. We've seen it many, many times in their qualification for this tournament, and it feels like he's going to go right back to home. Again, I don't want to knock on his mid performance. He did have a really solid Zed game. It just wasn't the late game that we expect from him to really take over from that side lane. He has that opportunity now.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, you're the mid laner, but, you know, if Riven slips through, if Fiora slips through, maybe take it, see what happens. Give it a go on the blue side, as once again, we are 6 people in the mid lane. It is 3 right now for ThunderTalk, as Chris is going to smack out that ward. But everyone's prepared this time. No one's getting flashed away.
Got to stack right up, make sure you have that priority,
goodness.
and we are completely wrong.
He will honor the agreement he made when he queued up for this game, Smacks. I submitted mid lane. I am staying mid lane. I don't want to get reported.
And yeah, I do like this champion into the Yasuo. I mean, theoretically, you do have a lot of ways to match his mobility. You have a lot of burst to stop him from moving around and kill him where he stands. But at the same time, this is also going to work for him in the late game. You have all of the same tools that a Riven does. It's just in a different spot.
I will say, little thing that I've noticed Z do twice now is loves to get early control of the lane. They go over and smack the Scryer's Bloom, see where the jungler is. It's a little thing, but it's definitely something that I've noticed watching his mid-game so far. Tatsuri, we'll see how he does here in the 1v1. Z with some very nice dashes back. Gets 2 creeps on the back end of it all, as he's going to have a visit here from Trevor. But the snowball also... Oh, no, Chris has to cancel it. Knows the jungler's probably there, as everyone's going to come out of the woodwork here in the brief little mid lane 2v2.
It looked like the snowball petered out just a bit there for Chris. He still has the snowball barrage, but not the rollin' one. Still waiting around for the scuttle crabs to spawn, just trying to get some priority in that mid lane. You can see both of them. Both sides are level 3. For some extra trading here. Trevor very durable on this Vi early game, though. It does hit level 4 first as well.
Yeah, nobody wants to give up the wave, so everyone's just going to hang out. Nuna's like, sure, whatever.
No, you go to the scuttle crab. No, you go to the scuttle crab. I want these minions.
All right, now they go. Everyone's going to back away to the opposite side. Crabs, as bottom lane, we'll have a brief check-in. Seems all right here. Azura and S12K. Definitely a different lane here. Maybe can get a bit more traction in the 2v2 and get some aggression, but I don't know. I feel like Galio just gets Q and walks away. It doesn't really matter that much.
Still a lot of range that is available here from S12K and Azura. On this Enchantress style that we're seeing from them again, you do still have that late game potential for your squad, but the problem then does become if you can shut down Azar on Jax, because once that Counter-Strike is up, you can buff up this Lucian all you want. He's not hurting the Jax. It's just not going to happen. The culling doesn't do enough to stop him from jumping on you and stunning you. So you have to be very careful, and you have to be very precise with this early game and hope that you don't get killed by Trevor on this gank that you got warded.
It's a great ward, actually, from ThunderTalk, as that's a great bit of damage onto Chewy. Not enough there. Ignite was burnt by S12K, but doesn't get the kill.
Not a bad look going for that 2v2 trade. And again, like you said, there was a great ward to spot out Trevor, so they knew exactly what could happen. And they still see their opportunity. They still see, hey, this could be a 2v3 for us, but we just landed a pretty sick bubble. We could probably just go for this trade and force them out, and that's exactly what they do. So we're seeing a lot of that lane prowess still available for Azure and S12K as the new members on the block on this team.
It's actually really nice. It's actually a function of Z's pressure and warding that Trevor really had nowhere else to go. Now sneak it through here on the timing. Faye by. Oh, that's horrible news. Trevor ready with the ulti. Out of mana here, or low on mana, I should say. Just had the barrier though. Faye by is going to pop it. There's the Jax going in center. Of course, going to make it oh so easy as Azar gets first blood.
Nicely done there for Trevor. Still waiting around for Azar to get in range, waiting for the minions to arrive. And as you highlighted, Faye had no mana. So there was no way that he was even casting his ultimate, let alone getting out of that one. So again, Team Secret lands a first blood. Again, it comes from Trevor.
I think Trevor kind of slipped through. The only crack that was really there in the warning. So have a look here at the Axe replay once again.
This is just so nice. I love that he's waiting outside of that brush, because as you said, there's a lot of vision available there for ThunderTalk, but he knows how to play the vision game. He knows how to tank up this turret, and Vi is very, very durable at this stage of the game thanks to that passive. So using all those tools very well. Just lose out on some priority thanks to that reset, though. And ThunderTalk do get this first objective that they've had all series, actually.
The inverse of the last game, actually. Now they're the ones going for both objectives here. Chris with a very big snowball hits under Chewy. But the Rift Tower in mid is maybe running interference right now. He's going to get the charge off. Yes. All right, good. Don't make me a liar, Shelly. Does hit the tower. And they're going to get the Drake here as well. So instead, it's send it top lane here for Secret.
Yeah, Team Secret looking to punish this Diana once more, completely abandoning the bottom side of the map, completely abandoning all hope of taking this dragon. It might mean that they do get this first turret, though, as we're seeing sort of a trade on the picture-in-picture on the top right of your screen right there. Z pushing out this wave in that dragon lane very, very heavily, and Team Secret kind of just walking around, not getting a hold of
Ooh, James, what are you doing there? That's not the spot you want to be. It's an easy kill there for Fei-Bai. Roamed all the way from top in the 1v5, gets the kill in the 5v1.
ThunderTalk has got really everything they could possibly want in that span of about a minute's time there, Pastry. They got the Drake, Rift Herald, they got that turret in the Dragon Lane, and a spare pick onto James. What's going on here for Team Secret? Where were they going?
I don't know, but if we call that early game as maybe something ThunderTalk needed to get going this game, this is not a bad lead to try and lean on here almost 6 minutes through. Up about 1.5k. Not a massive lead, but certainly you'll take it, especially given how much gold Z has been able to accrue. This Riven already 1,100 gold ahead of Tatsuri right now, and is not leaving the side lane anytime soon.
That's Z. That's, you know him, you love him, and he can have all of this power on Riven thanks to this champion being available and thanks to them being on blue side, so they don't have to worry about banning it. They don't have to worry about Team Secret sniping that one away. Really putting a lot of priority on this first pick champion. I love to see this draft strategy take place in this game, and this is the exact player that I love to see that stuff from as well. If you're going to have a player carry, it's going to be Z.
That's such a sick bubble. My goodness, S12K. In the little center shard gets to, no follow-up of course, it's Azar. Alongside Trevor that is going to zone out Fei-Bai once again. It's not been a fun game right now for Diana, but Fei-Bai is sacrificing for the cause, swapping lanes, giving up towers in the bottom side, making sure Z can keep that gold ticking up.
He's got a job in this game. It is to deal magic damage. It is to be a nuisance in the side lane perhaps, and to make sure that Azar can't just farm up completely for free on this Jax. You do have some ways of getting past that counter-strike. You have some ways of trading back. It's not going to be super easy for him, though. And you can see he's building defensive. I believe that is going to build into the Crystalline Reflector, the armor variant item for the ability power build. Really solid on the Diana, and it's really solid against a lot of physical damage dealing champions. Really only James is going to be dealing damage here. So.
All right, nice. 2 items done now for Z. Jax on the way, though. I think that's the other carry we have to look out for. They're very likely going to meet in the side lane at some point in this game. But it is a lot of attention on mid right now. A Secret trying to push out here and stop the siege that ThunderTalk did start earlier from that 1 minute play where they kind of won every corner of the map.
Feels like Team Secret are sort of gathering their bearings at this point. They're like, we cannot let that happen again, guys. We have to make sure that we have people stationed at every corner and maybe get a pick off on a Fei-Bai here.
1v3, Fei-Bai too far forward, and Vi clicks the button and Fei-Bai dies.
Not a lot of ways to get out of that one, Fei-Bai. Not even popping his summoner spells. You have to respect that one, knows he's dead. But he is just the means to an end for ThunderTalk to take another structure. That's all of the outer turrets now for them, keeping that gold lead on lock, and it's going to allow them to have a lot of access to these next objectives that are spawning up. The second Rift Herald first, and then that Mountain Dragon, if they can take that clean sweep and run with it.
All right, well, Herald's up, and it is Secret in the area right now. Chris is going to go ahead on a little expedition, but doesn't like the news he's going to find. He has scouted ahead and seen that the team is already on it. Actually, the team is here. Culling is let rip by Azure, but it's not enough. Z threatening, Herald dead. Team fight here now for Secret, perhaps. Center ulti's nice. Now Galio's going to dive back through. Frontline going to get knocked up there. The stasis is good, though, but Azure is just ripping out that damage. And they just need to get in there. Fei-Bai looking for it. Doesn't have the ulti. It's so close. One second away. A massive stun out of Z, though. Fei-Bai goes back through. That's the kill that Z was looking for as Fei-Bai finally gets some revenge.
Z, what a playmaker to clean up the rest of that team fight as ThunderTalk do not get the Rift Herald. They are herded outside of that pit despite the really solidly timed and well-placed redemption right here, as you can see right here. They do get all vision inside the pit, but they just don't have enough range on their Nunu to get in there with the consume. I like the way they're stalling out for the cooldowns, though, and the stasis as well to make sure that Z has a second round of Broken Wings. And just watch this again. Oh.
And again, Fei-Bai is like waiting, smashing the R button, but it's not there, and Z says, I got you, buddy. Gets in there, dash, flash, stun, snags 3, and ThunderTalk walk away. Growing that gold lead now to, it wasn't all that scary at 1500. At 4K, it feels quite a bit more threatening. I also am saying we did not get reports if Trevor died or not. I think he was okay, but we'll never know.
That middle number is 0, so I think you are right about that one. In the middle of that replay, we do see that ThunderTalk were able to take the Mountain Dragon. So still another buff stacking up for them. They've got a lot stacking up on this team, and Z is very close to hitting that 10K mark. He's almost at his crit item as well. What was the thing that you called the item before? The Sparkle Blade?
Oh, Sparkle Blade, yeah. That's a good one. Katsuri's got one right there.
That he does.
Good on Yasuo too, if everyone's wondering at home. Team Secret are sticking to their MO though, 5v anyone, as they roam down here through the bottom side. Redemption is going to give a little coverage there for Z, who is understandably being targeted by the Secret Death Ball, but dodged nicely there as ThunderTalk have done a really nice job with this core 3 actually, just deflecting these sieges, deflecting these big grouped up plays, and that means it is free time for 5A and Z in the side lanes, which, if you're Secret, not a good time, because you're only going to fall further behind.
This is effectively what ThunderTalk always want to do. They always want to make sure they have at least one member in the side lane, or really just wherever the rest of the team isn't, as long as the team fights aren't happening, because then they can pressure multiple things at the same time. I really love the split push strategy that we see, and even though Feibai is playing the Diana and is traditionally a mid lane champion, he can still do this on this squad. He doesn't necessarily have to be Z all the time.
And look what Chris is doing. I feel like he is literally just wasting the enemy's time. He is like rolling snowballs and just get like, no, he's not threatening and engage. He's just like, just go get away. Let us push this lane out. He's escorting the minions in as Azar is in a 1v3. They suspect the rest of Secret are on the way. They would be correct. That is great intuition out of ThunderTalk. 4v5 perhaps. Azua, great flash, nice and quick. But James looking for the top fight 3. Center ulti not going to quite connect, but now the fight's going to be into 4v5. Feibai running for the hills down the bottom side, but Z already gets one kill, knocks up another, I believe, as Trevor Low Tatsuri caught in and amongst all the mess. And that's going to be a kill for Azua, and this is just easy. This is a literal 4v5 that Z is just making happen for the rest of the side. ThunderTalk with their lead, with their star player, are going to look to take the ace as Feibai will nab the final kill.
Man, bad news for Team Secret that they cannot win that 5v4. Look at all of the utility that S12K is providing. Excellent engage from James, but you can't break the unbreakable Nami. All of these knockups, the tidal wave weaving through the entire team just before the wind wall arrives as well. Very well timed, and it's providing so much access for Z to tear through the entirety of Team Secret. It's a big team effort here, and you love to see that from these teammates who haven't been playing together for too long. You have to remember, this is a ThunderTalk Gaming that has 3 new players, and they're making it work super well in these team fights.
Well, you know what? It's nice to see the analyst desk are going to get their predictions correct, because they all said 2-1, and you cannot get a 2-1 if Secret sweep here. So ThunderTalk definitely looking like they're going to make a 3rd game here, but not over yet here. Team Secret, this is where we start to tell the story that we've heard so many times.
They have a lot of access to be those comeback kings. They have a lot of access to this fighting team.
She is stasis. There's the snowball coming in hot, trying to save it. Delivery is almost enough to save Z, but it's not enough for the Azua. Now the one put to task to take out the rest of Secret. The gold lead's still good. Tatsuri with a very fancy looking Beyblade, but still dead as Azua crafts the double.
Still not super favorable for Team Secret. Even after they pick off the superstar Z, they don't get anything else off of it, and they end up worse for wear. They don't have all their members available to take a secondary fight, and that does mean that ThunderTalk walk away with this Infernal Dragon. That's 3 of them in a row. Team Secret really do need to keep extenuating this game and keep getting more gold into their carries. Luckily, Azar just picked up a Sterix Gauge, so he's getting there, but it's not quite fast enough.
Yeah, again, everyone else is trying to outpace you. Z caught here in the 1v2, tried to save him, wasn't quite enough. Thankfully, the back end was.
I really like this re-engage here from Nunu. You're seeing that he does provide a lot in this front line, but on the flip side, you're seeing that just because Team Secret have the initial play, the rest of ThunderTalk are super fast. That Nunu snowball is a great example. 0-0-11 on this, by the way. 100% kill participation for Chris. Great game for him. But just all of this re-engage potential, all this mobility from the carries of the Lucian and the Riven, and then the backup support from the front line for Chris and the back line from S12K. You're seeing all these pieces fall into place for ThunderTalk.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've talked up Z, and I think rightly so, but Chris definitely having a great game. S12K looking great in this Nami. But it's Azua's time time to shine. 3-item Lucian is ready to go, and they are just hitting the Baron smacks.
No vision quite yet.
No need vision.
Oh,
hello. Trevor just in there. Nothing gonna get knocked up. Yasuo ulti's there, and that's the kill. Now it's another 4v5 here for the ThunderTalk boys. As Azure finally makes his way in, Baylife gonna grab the kill. Z is just zoning out everyone. Trevor is gonna be dead to right there as Z does manage to grab that one. And yep, that was another 4v5, and it still doesn't matter. 3 kills already. Z gonna make it 4. Gonna make it 4. Doesn't make me lie. Don't do it. Chewy, nice kiting. Z, hit him more. Nope, not enough. He does get out.
Pastry time fire, but ThunderTalk right back to the Baron. They're going to pick up that prize for themselves. S12K goes down for the cause. The ThunderTalk really securing this game, trying to make sure that comeback king title is not going to be true for Team Secret in this game. I like what Azar attempted here, though. On this Jax, jumps over this pit. He tries to make a favorable 1v1 for him on this Jax, but he's just not fed enough. He's just not strong enough to make the rest of the team fight work after his team is already dead. He's not a valuable frontliner when he goes for a play like that, so the rest of his backline just completely melts. And that's really just been the story of Team Secret in all of these fights.
All right, well, Baron up. Faye by hitting mid. Rest of Secret are going to answer. Z, of course, in the side lane here. Little 4-1 split action there, trying to bust down some of these towers that open up the entrance to the Nexus. Tier 2 dead here in mid. And there should be at least one of these. He's going to make short work if he's able to free hit it. Instead, hits Azar with the third hit of Broken Wings.
A lot of damage right there. You're seeing that the members of Team Secret are very afraid of what Z can do in their backline. And frankly, I'm afraid as well. They're backing up completely, abandoning their inhibitor turret. The first of 3 to fall for the side of ThunderTalk. They're making it a second one.
Z going get, oh my goodness, just takes out Tatsuri. That was a solo kill. Just picks up the Yasuo. Nexus now open. Baron's still here, the cannon's hitting it. This could be it there as he's going to charge in. Time Wave knocks up 3. Everyone get in there, and that is absolute carnage in the bases. ThunderTalk are going to give us a Game 3 here, our first one of Horizon Cup, Smacks.
Eventually one of the best